Welcome to United Black Businesses, where we interview Black business owners. Today we will be interviewing the founder of Love 365 Fam. So if you've seen my posts maybe a little while back, you'll see that I was wearing one of their sweaters that say 365 on it with the heart, and it's spray painted. Really, really dope. As soon as I saw it, I knew that I had to get it. So let's get Frank on. About either him, the company, how he got started, what that journey is like. This is an information session for us to learn about the business. All right, let me see. And let's see if he can get on. I'm intrigued by the name Love 365 because it's definitely something I live by, right? Everything that you do, if you do it with love, it's done well. Hello.
Bam!
Of
Hello.
course, the dramatic entrance.
What's up?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm doing better. I know we talked earlier. I wasn't feeling 100%, but slowly but
True.
surely getting back to it. So
Okay.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is Frank Joseph Thomas Jr. I am the son of Tatima's Dolores Williams Thomas and Frank Joseph Thomas Jr. Sr. And here I am. Basically, it's all love that you're looking at right here.
I see.
For me, let's see a little bit about me. Well, I did nonprofit for 18 years. In the process of the nonprofit to do fundraising, what we did was all of the sporting arenas from baseball to basketball, football. At once we had a hockey team down here in Atlanta. Concerts from all genres of music, country, jazz, hip hop, R&B, you name it, circuses. Yes. So for 18 years of my life, I just ran around the city and sold beer, basically.
So beer?
Yes, ma'am.
So you sold beer to raise funds for the nonprofit?
Yes. Well, that wasn't the only thing that we sold. We sold food, snacks, things like that. But, my route ended up being beer. I was a little outgoing. So,
A little? Just a little bit? You sure?
Just a little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay, so then how did you go from working for nonprofits for 18 years, selling beer, to then coming up with this clothing line, Love 365 Fam?
That's a good question. So one day, now let me first say this. Now, in the process of the nonprofit organization, I started off with the late great Miss Rhonda Stargell, who is well known throughout the city for her nonprofit work. And so that was a home for the elderly. That was the cause. Now, once I started doing my own thing, I did a after school program for kids. And then we'll go into the Love 365 part because being around, starting off with elderly people first and then shifting all the way to kids, that's two extremes.
And beginning, yeah.
Yeah, but the common denominator was love. So one day, 2014, I was just walking around. I was downtown, and I'm a thinker, so I'm constantly bombarded with thoughts.
Yeah.
Consistently.
I know what that feels like.
Yes. I started, and then I'm a big superhero fan as well. So I was thinking about Batman logo. I was thinking about Superman. I was just thinking about all these different logos. And I was just thinking what logo do black people have? And speaking of black people, let me do this real quick. Because I'm giving away some merch today. So
what? Can I enter?
Yes. So speaking of black people, now first of all, Love 365 Fam is based on universal love. That includes everyone, despite your tongue, your social status, your religion, your size, any preference that you have. Love is the common denominator of all of that, and that's what I stand on. But back to the B1. Now, the first giveaway is B1 means if you are black first, that's what B1 means. So if anybody understand and know who coined that phrase B1, if you put it down in the chat, you are the first winner. The first person that does that, you are the first winner to the first merch today, tonight.
I don't know. Cassie, Google it. Tell my son to Google it. No. I actually don't know.
Really? Well, I mean,
B1. Who was the first person to coin that term? Does anybody know?
It's actually a very new term, and the guy that coined it is very popular, within the black community.
We got a lot of popular people within the black community.
That is true. That is true.
It's like, that is true. Down.
I'm not going to give the answer. Whoever comes in, whether you get it now or you watch the video later, whoever pops up in the chat with that answer, I will be sending you out free merch.
Okay, so the question is, who was the first person to coin the term B1, which means black first?
That's right.
All right.
Yes.
I wish I knew that one, but okay.
All right, I got a little sidetracked with that, but I definitely wanted to start getting this merch out. But to answer your original question, how did I come up with this? So I was telling you I was downtown, and I was just thinking, and I was like, black people don't have a symbol. Don't get me wrong, the fist, that is, don't get me wrong, that is. Much respect to the fist, because I use it a lot. So I came up with this right here. That card with the 365.
Got it.
Very simple, but when I thought of it, it was the heart and the 365. Now the 365 means every day. It's 365 days in a year. So my stance and what I'm promoting and pushing is love every day of the year. So I came up with that for as the symbol. And then, I was excited. So I continued to ponder and just think more and more like, okay, what's this symbol gonna stand for, like in detail, So what I came up with was this. Actually, to be honest with you, it took 3 years. What I did was I had the symbol. I made the symbol myself. I had it printed on a shirt, and I would just wear it.
Just by yourself.
Yeah, that's something that I've been doing.
You?
I'm sorry.
Would people stop and ask you like, "Oh, what's that about?"
I would get a few. Inquiries. I would. But it was only until 3 years later I was working at a restaurant in Midtown, and I was cooking. I love to cook. That's another thing about me. I love to cook. It's a passion of mine.
Food, so that works.
Yes. And after I would take off my chef coat, I would have the shirt on. I had around that time 3 different ones. And so, a young lady that worked with me, she asked me, she was like, what does that stand for? Because I see you wearing it all the time. And I told her, I was like, well, it's love 365, just promote love every day. Now, by the way, her name is Agnes. Shout out to Agnes if you're out there. Yes. And she said, you know what? I love that. I would love to purchase one. And that was the first time, anyone had asked me to purchase the shirt. So I was like, okay. And then another person. And then another person. So we at the job, It's late night. We're pretty much cleaning up, wrapping things up, and then now, they come to me. They trying to give me the money and everything. I take the money. Okay.
Bread.
Yeah. I went home, and the idea just became bigger than the symbol. Because see, at the restaurant I worked in, I will not plug them.
You know. If you don't need to know.
I love the company. I really enjoyed the people, and it was definitely a great experience. I will say that. So I thought about it, and in that restaurant, it was so many different like ethnicities. I mean, at least 5. Different ethnicities. We had like El Salvador, we had Venezuela, we had Mexico, African. We just had a lot. And so
it's always like that in kitchens. People don't notice it. I used to work at Del Frisco, so we definitely saw a wide variety of people from front to back.
Okay. And speaking of that, that brings us to another merch giveaway. Now,
hope I know the answer.
Liz, if anyone knows, I'm sorry?
Give me an easy one.
Oh, yeah, this is an easy one.
Okay.
Whoever knows what the Queen Emma primary occupation is, you put that down there, you are the second winner. I will be shipping merch out to you.
Okay. So what is my primary occupation? This should be easy.
Me? Yes. Oh,
no,
I'm
asking you. Okay. You're giving away the merch.
Yeah.
It's not fair for me to ask the question because, of course, I'm going to know. I'm just repeating the question for people who may have missed it. All you got to do is list my primary occupation.
Yes.
That should be easy.
Yes.
That's easy. You can win merch. Free merch. Anyway, it'll come up. I promise you. So
I went home with the money. I'm thinking, like, let me get these shirts printed up. I started thinking about it, and I was like, hold on. Because, mind you, the first idea was just a symbol. Now, this idea was like, okay, hold on. Love is universal.
Yes, it is.
I started thinking. There's a lot of division in life and amongst us. A lot of division. We're divided by race. We're divided by religion. We're divided by social status. We're divided by financial status. We're divided by a lot.
Yes.
So what could bring us all to the table and have a conversation to where we don't bump heads about our preferences? And that was it. I promise you, I teared up. A tear rolled down one eye. I'll never forget it. I'm serious. It was so huge. And so the goal was to set up a platform to where we can come in and have a conversation. Everyone can step in and have a conversation about love. Like, that's it. We're talking about love, nothing else. So no matter what background you come from, the ethnics, the social, the financial, regardless of all that, we can all talk about love and feel comfortable with it.
Of course.
Now, I am not the love doctor. I am not. So what I did the next day was I took them their money back and I told them to give me a second. I went and did the paperwork. The idea was so huge and it flooded my heart so hard that I went and did the paperwork. And then after, it was a LLC. And we did, all the little cross the small T's and dot the little I's, because people, as a business, you need to do that.
Work.
You need to do that. So I took them their money back. I did what I needed to do, and then I came back out. And with that being the goal, it was so huge to me, like just to do that. And then I started looking around to see if anybody is
Else was doing.
doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking and I didn't see anyone. So that's what I did. Now the merch is what I promote, because once I got the I was putting together the structure, I started to realize that you needed to have a universal following
Yeah.
to have
and
that conversation.
And those messages are powerful. And we call those
True.
subliminals, right? There's a lot of
Yes.
things that we see over and over and over and over again, and we don't realize how much it truly impacts either your train of thought or your actions. It's these things that we kind of take for granted. But if you keep seeing love 365, love 365, love, it's almost impossible to try and embrace that idea, right? Maybe not in a
That's right.
huge way, but at least in a small way. So even if you are embracing that idea a little bit more, right, than you did
Mm-hmm.
the day before, then it's doing its job. Because that's
That's
the
right.
only, that's really the way that we're going to change things, is little by little. So even
That's
if
right.
it's just, let's say, 10,000 people see it and only
Right.
10 people make that change, that's 10 more people than would have made the change had the message not been put out there. So I see what you mean, like with the merch. Yes, definitely, because
Yes.
they are putting that message out there. That's why celebrities get paid to
Mm-hmm.
wear brands clothing, right? They
Right.
don't buy the clothing, we buy the clothing.
Right.
They wear it to promote it, because subliminally it's like, oh, you like me as an artist, well,
Mm-hmm.
buy the clothes I'm wearing.
Right.
So there are subliminal messages in the clothing that we wear, and the words that we speak all the time.
You are
Mm-hmm.
100% correct. Yes, ma'am. Um, Now, although I started selling, to the people that worked in the restaurant, because that, those were my only buyers at first, and I
Mm-hmm.
and at one point in time, at our restaurant on Sunday, you could wear whatever shirt you would like to wear on a Sunday. We had numerous college students that worked at the restaurant, from Spelman to Clark, Morris Brown, Georgia Tech, Georgia State.
Okay. Shout out to the
Yes,
business
yes,
side of
yes,
these
yes,
people.
yes, yes. So, I mean, to make a long story short, after about 2, maybe 3 months, I walked in on my shift one day on a Sunday. 80% of that restaurant had on my shirt that
Aw.
day.
Did you take a picture of that?
You know what? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I was caught in the moment. Like, I'm
Yeah,
serious. I really was. It did it, and that's one regret. I try not to have any regrets, but that's one regret that I truly have, that I didn't capture that
capture.
moment. Because it was huge. I've never seen any, you know, that many people wear something that I made. So,
That's
you
and
know,
that's showing the support that you have, right? That, who
yes,
knows? Maybe they coordinated it, or maybe they didn't. Maybe they all just like, yo, I have this dope shirt I want to wear, and they just happen to all come in this shirt.
right,
That is starting to show the impact that you had early
right,
on. So I think
right.
that's amazing. And even if you didn't capture in a photo, it's your story to tell, right? No one's gonna know
Yes,
unless they come to you and you tell that story.
yes, yes. Because it started off with one, two here and there, then three or four. But like I said, that Sunday it was at least 15 to 16 people in that restaurant with that shirt. So much to the point that an executive from that company
Mm.
told the waitress to go back there and get the manager, because he wanted to know about
Better get
this.
the
What's
shirts from
going on with this? Yes, yes, yes,
amazing.
yes, yes. Now, for us that, it took a minute, because even though I was selling it to them because they wanted it, I
Mm-hmm.
still knew what the goal was, which
Mm.
was to set the platform, you know, to have this dialogue. And it took 2 years, not almost 2 years, for me to finally release. the merch
Mm-hmm.
to the public, because I was just trying to set up the network, you know. And I got so much into the network, and I said I don't want the shirt to overshadow it, but I wasn't thinking that the shirt would complement.
Mm-hmm.
And so it took almost 2 years, and I just went worldwide Juneteenth of last year.
What?
June 19th, I officially went. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't just the my coworkers that was wearing the shirt. My family, my family has been huge supporters of the brand, you know. So you was having people wearing it, but I was still trying to get to the meat of the thing.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So this June will be my 1 year anniversary with the merch.
Nice.
Yes, yes, yes.
So this is like perfect timing.
It is. It is. It is.
Tell the story.
Yes. I
So,
gotta give away some merch now.
oh, well, somebody came up with the answer. Bajan Fraggy, she did say teacher. I am a teacher. That is my primary occupation
Okay.
out of the
Okay.
like 4 occupations I have. But that is the primary one. So she
Okay.
get it. Really?
I'm hungry. I am.
Oh,
So
I thought you were giving that away as merch. I'm like,
no.
a banana?
No. What is the correct way to peel this banana? From the top or the bottom?
From the top.
From here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's how I was raised. Until I saw a YouTube video that said this is not the correct way. So this is the correct way.
Why is that?
I want y'all to see this because it's important that you see this. I know they're like, he's peeling a banana right here on live. Yeah, I am. I am. That is the proper way to peel it. You ever had a banana that you was trying to peel from this way and it was like it was doing this?
Well, I have nails, so I usually just dig in and
Oh, yeah. I started peeling it. I started peeling it from the bottom, and it was a lot easier.
We just learned something. I bet you everybody on here is gonna go find a banana and peel it what we consider to be backwards.
Do it. Try it. Do it from now on and see how it works out.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I'm always happy to learn new things.
Yeah.
Always.
Now, I gave away the answer, and I'm sorry, because I really was just supposed to ask what is the correct way and leave it at that. And whoever got it right, then I was going to give them a merch. All right, so we'll find another way to get some more merch out.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, you like bananas?
I do, but because I stay away from sugar, I don't eat them very often.
Okay.
They're very high in sugar. I know it's good sugar, but still too much for me.
Okay. All right. So I originally wanted to do this video outside. I'm a very naturey person. So this is an easy question for somebody to win more merch.
Okay.
Where does this phrase come from? What person? They go by 2 different names. So if you get either one, we'll give it to you. But speaking on nature, just out here in the heart of nature, breathing in this good ass prana, baby.
You got some hard questions today, because I don't know who that is.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully somebody gets it, because I definitely don't know. And I'm not afraid to say when I don't know something. I don't know, but I'm learning.
We're just out here in the heart of nature, breathing in this good ass prana, baby. He also has a huge following as well.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. There's one more thing I want to get to, and we definitely I want to get to to the meat of some things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know what? Let's just do it. All right. So, Love 365 is universal. I am a black man. Your company, United Black Businesses, is huge to me.
Mm.
I cannot express right now how huge that is to me, because when I take the temperature of the climate of what's going on in life, I'm first of all, I'm a student of life.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
As we all should be.
yes, I'm a student of life. I study every day. Have been doing that for years. So they say, yo, what do you study? I study anything that is the last thought on my mind, which is
Mm.
normally a high priority before I start shutting it down at the end of the night. And I learn a little, I just go a little further into understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, black people are getting more money to me than ever before. We just had the Tulsa
Mm-hmm.
massacre, the anniversary of that. And so now that more people are aware of the fact that black people have been getting money in America, despite how much they have broadcast and advertised that.
Mm-hmm.
So please don't get that misconstrued in any type of way. We have been. But right now, black people are getting money. Like, we have more opportunity, so we're getting money. The athletes wasn't making as much as they are now back
Mm.
then. Um, what else? The musicians definitely was not making the money now like they were back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I like music too. I do a little music myself also.
Okay.
Back then with music, you had to quit your job. Like men and women had issues with their significant others because their dream was to make music,
Mm-hmm.
but music wasn't
Wasn't
paying the
making money.
bills.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can make a song, one song, one song, and be pretty much set for life if you
If you
use
do
the
it
money right.
correctly. Yeah.
You know. So with all of that being said, love is my primary purpose in life, is to push it every day. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not the one to push it down your throat. That's why I love the merch.
Mm-hmm.
You see it, it sinks in subconsciously. I want y'all to know that when you see this, when you see that love symbol, not just the one with the 365 in it, anything pertaining to love,
Mm-hmm.
it sinks in. So love is my primary purpose. But as I go through this the business of it, which is a lot of people may think that I had a friend that just told me, he was like, he started his clothing brand, and he was like, man, but you good because like your meaning is universal, like
Mm.
everybody can relate to it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, love is a hard business.
Why do
Love
you
is a
say
hard
that?
business. People scared of it. They scared to talk about it. They scared to claim it
Why do you think that is?
because we're very elementary when it comes to that subject.
Mm.
And I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about all people.
Mm.
This world, and this is my perspective.
No, of
But
course.
just look around sometimes. People are afraid to go into love. They are. Trust me.
I don't disagree. I think a lot of it has to do with ego. A lot of it has to do with history. A lot of it has to do with fear of exposure, vulnerability, right? And I feel like a lot of that is also taught, right?
Yeah.
Because you give love, and I'm not just talking about relationship or romantically,
Right.
but just in general, you give love, and sometimes it's either not received well or isn't returned, and then you feel like an idiot.
Right. Right.
So I think it's that fear of, I mean, it's also the ego. Like, I'm not gonna show you love because I want you to think I'm a punk. I ain't no punk, right? All of a sudden, showing love means you're a punk. And I feel like it's actually the opposite. I think it's a lot braver to love. And it's so funny because I'm a spiritual person in general, but as a spiritual person, I go through what I call highs and lows. I go through seasons of really high spirituality, and I know it because things don't matter to me as much, which means that things don't bother me as much. So, like, I had a friend who she was like, oh, I was teaching, and my teaching assistant was out, and this other teacher wasn't doing anything, and she didn't help me. So I was working by myself, et cetera, right? And then she was like, well, when she doesn't have somebody, I'm not going to help her. And I was like, so let's think about it. How does you not helping her help you get the help that you didn't get when you didn't have the help? Right? So I tell people, if it's not related, then it doesn't make sense. So my thing was, help her because she needs the help. Just because she didn't help you doesn't mean that you have to be the same. And I think that that's what happens, right? We very rarely see that if someone does something nice, we're like, wow, that was nice. Let me do that nice thing back. But very quickly, people are to say, oh, that person did me wrong, or they didn't do this, so I'm not going to do that. Right? And that, I think, is because it feels safer.
It's easier. It's easier not to care.
Yeah. Oh, tell me about it.
It's so easy not to care. And that is the reason why love doesn't get the attention that it should get. If we all had a better understanding or practice love more, the world wouldn't be in the position that it is in today.
Agreed.
You got to me, all religions are based on love.
They're supposed to be. They're supposed to be.
That's the central point of our religion is love.
Unless you do A, B, C, D, right?
Yeah, but
anyway, I ain't gonna get into that, but
okay,
I see what you're saying. It's supposed to be centered around love.
Yeah.
But then people get into these whole, like, if you're not doing it my way, then you're, bad and you can't be part of this. So
there you have it.
Yeah, that's more of a people imposed type of thing.
There you have it. Yeah. So you get to a certain level of love, and then once you get there, you don't go no higher because now you're bumping heads with everybody else because y'all arguing about
who's right and who's wrong.
Right. And so the elevation and the level of love, it gets compromised. Trust me. Love has been treated like a stepchild, thrown in the closet and just dragged through the mud. It has. I come from a rough background where basically, the streets.
Yeah, I mean we all from the streets in some kind of way.
Nowadays in the street, love is a sign of weakness. Anybody from the streets would tell you love will get you killed. So imagine how many men, how many young boys grew into men avoiding love because they was taught and they felt that it would get you killed. I'm a product of that. That's why I'm grabbing it so tight right now, because I went through that phase and I got to a point in my life where I couldn't go no higher. I'm 41. I'm 41. It took me 36 years to understand how valuable love is to me. It's because business was good. I'm a jack of all trades. I do a lot of things. I've been blessed with a lot of skills. But I got to a point where I couldn't go no further, and I couldn't understand why. And what I found out was, to get to certain levels, your heart has to be in the right place.
Absolutely.
So when I looked at my heart, it was froze. It was still froze from the mindset that I had coming up with, like, nah, you can't show love too much, you
Weakness.
know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, it's like, so now, you know, that's all I'm pushing. I'm not, like I said, I'm not the love doctor. I'm just someone that realized that love is way more important than society has painted the picture. It's just, I mean, I promise you, I can go on. I can name you examples after examples of how people, like, one thing is, I was just coming in trying to make it to, the live stream, and the
Mm-hmm.
people in traffic. Traffic is one of the coldest places in life.
Yes.
Ain't no love out there on these highways.
Right in New York, okay? No love on the streets. None.
Yeah, yeah. It ain't no love out there on them highways. So, like, love 365, stand on universal love. But I want to get back to something that's like the sibling of love, or however you want to look at it. But it's very important to me, and that's what I want to get off my chest. I'm going to get that off my chest right now. We were just talking about how much money is going around.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, my heart sincerely goes out to anyone right now that's going through hardship in life. Um, you know, I, whatever I can do, I do it for any and everybody I can. But there are also people out here that's getting lots of money, and and it ruffles me because I'm not a pocket watcher, but
Okay.
um, I'm
You pay
about to slide
attention.
into that. I'm about to slide into that because um, money is being spent with every ethnicity. Every ethnicity. I'm not going to single none out, but money is spent everywhere except with black people.
That's why I'm here. Because it's a problem. And
And that's
that
why
people aren't paying attention to.
and that's why I appreciate you so much, what you do, what your focus is, and where your heart is when it comes to that. From the first day that I was led to your cause, I've been every day stamped, like, checking
Mm-hmm.
in, you
Mm-hmm.
know, doing whatever I can to promote that, you know, sharing it here and there, because people, we got to tighten up. And I'm not talking about later. I'm talking about now.
Now, yeah, you got to start it now to leave that to your kids. That's a habit. If your kids see you with certain things, that's what they're gonna want to wear. That's what they're gonna want to buy. That's where they want to go, right? So a lot of it is that, and I tell people all the time, they're like, "Why do you do this?" Right? And I'm like, I'm not doing this for me. I'm not gonna see the change that I'm trying to push for in my lifetime. And I'm not that old, right? I'm 33. I said, I'm not
Right.
gonna see it in my lifetime, but if we don't start it, then no one's ever gonna see it in anyone's lifetime.
Exactly.
So it might not be in my kid's lifetime. It might be in my great great grandkids' lifetime. But it has to start somewhere. And I
Exactly.
tell this story, I've told this story before. Me and my best friend at the time, we went to a
Mm-hmm.
psychic, and the psychic asked me, freaking teenagers talking about trying to figure out our future and all that stuff.
Right. Right.
And the guy, he asked me, he was like, "What is it that you want to know?" Literally bursted into tears. I'm like, "I want to know what is my purpose. Like, why am I on the earth? Like, why am I here? It can't just be to eat, sleep, shit, and have fun and then die. Like, there has to be more, right?" And so when I have been talking about us doing this for a long time, supporting
Right.
each other, because that's how we're going to
Right.
thrive. Let's forget about everybody else and
Right.
just focus on supporting each other. But
Mm-hmm.
there was no call to action, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when the thing with George Floyd happened, and I happened to have the time, that was the call to action. So I stepped up, and once I started doing it, I felt so good.
Yes.
Because I was able to, like, even if, like I said, even if it's just 2 people that I put on to Love 365 fam, that's 2 more people than would have been there if I had not led that, bridge. Like, just you posting my stuff, I think I got like 4 or 5 followers.
Right.
And I tell people the following that I pay attention to is not for the numbers. I could give 2 shits about the numbers. It's the fact that those numbers mean that the message about supporting Black businesses and giving light to Black businesses is reaching more people. Yes. That's my thing. Like, people don't have to follow me, but if people are coming in to check on my page, whether you follow me or not, I don't care.
Right.
That's not my goal. Is to no, all these people are following me. No, it's to know that the message is going out to all these people. There you go. If you look at my page, it is very rare that you just see a standstill or standalone picture of me. Right. Most of the time you see my face, I'm either promoting a business or I'm on an interview, because it's not about me. Right. It's about these businesses. Right. It's about letting people know that we're out there. We have things. That's right. People ask me all the time, oh, I'm looking for, A, B, C, D. And I'm like, oh, right. I know a Black business that does that. Your directory. Your directory. Right. So if I know, I listen to that person. Gorgeous. Your directory is gorgeous. If every city had a directory like yours, we'll start seeing some real good progress. So since you brought it up, I actually started looking for app developers, right? Because I feel like a lot of people have, like, in the height of the BLM, I want to say revival, because it's not new. Black Lives Matter is not a new thing. It's not a new movement. It just, people had more time to focus on it, so we did, right? A lot of people started with these apps, and they're kind of half-assed. I'm sorry, it's just the truth, right? So I'm like, this is an idea that I have, but I was like, oh, other people are doing it. I don't care to be the one that does it. Right. I just want it to be done. That's it. So that's actually the next project that I'm working on, is trying to get an app developer to develop an app where I just learned this. I need someone to develop an SQL server to store all the information of the businesses, names, phone number, address, kind of like a Yelp. And then wherever you are located, it will tell you what businesses that are Black and minority owned are near you. There you go. So if you type in restaurant, it'll be restaurant near you, but it's not just New York. So if you really pay attention to the directory is not just New York, but obviously it primarily is, because that's just where I'm from. That's where I know people are from. Right. So that's actually one of the bigger projects. That's the bigger goal, is to make it that it's easy. Because what I found, so I went from doing the directory to doing, now this interview seems like it's about me. We're about to shift it back to you in a second. I went from a directory to doing interviews because I don't know how I feel about saying this, but people were too lazy to go through the directory. Even though it's organized by state, sometimes city, and also type of business. So if you're looking for a jewelry business, you go on the jewelry tab. If you're looking for a restaurant, go to the restaurant tab. People still didn't go and look because it was a lot of work. So then I started doing the interviews, because that's more in your face. You can watch it for 2 seconds and be like, oh, okay, cool. This is a dope business. Let me go check their Instagram. So it's kind of where it's going, because I'm trying to make it easier, and I'm hoping that my kids hopefully like take it on and don't, abandon it. But that's the goal. Because I feel like once we make it that easy, and my other goal was to make it like an Amazon equivalent and an Instagram equivalent, but one project at a time. Right. So someone asked, where can you find the directory? It's actually on my link tree. And if you have a business, you can add it yourself. Yes, but please do. I didn't want anyone to tamper with the actual directory, because I could definitely see somebody come in and delete everything. So you're not actually allowed to touch the original directory, but there's a place where you can add it, and then I transfer it into the larger document. And then people can search for it and stuff like that. So that is still there. And once I get the app developer to create the SQL server and whatnot, then hopefully somehow we can transition it there. But that is definitely in the works, and it comes from exactly what you're saying. We definitely have a lot of Black-owned businesses. Another thing I want to say is that a lot of them are high quality. Not all of them, but not all Chinese businesses are high quality. Not all, Caucasian businesses are high quality. That's gonna happen. I hate when people say that. Oh, well, Black businesses don't have good customer services. White businesses don't have customer services. Guess what happens to those
Mm-hmm.
freaking businesses? I don't go
Mm-hmm.
back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna have businesses that aren't that great, and those are the businesses
Right.
you don't go back to. But there are definitely a lot of really great businesses too. So,
Right.
that's my piece.
Right.
Back to you.
Now this is where we at. Like
Mm.
now that's where we at right here. I wanna salute, give a shout out to all the Black businesses out there that take pride in their
Mm-hmm.
business and are conscious of good service and provide good service. I wanna salute all of you and thank you all.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's not
want
easy to
to
ask.
yes. I like yes. I also want to speak to those who have businesses and just ask that you put more of your heart in your business. Not just running it, but the service. Make it be about the people. You
Mm.
just can't have a business and say, okay, this is my business and this is what I sell, and there's no customer service in there. You're not consciously thinking and trying to find out what can you do to appease the customer. Like all my Black businesses out there, you just can't say you're a Black business owner if and you're not putting in the work to to provide
You're
a
right
good
about that.
quality product
Mm-hmm.
or service. Please put more pride into that because, like Emma just said, just because you're a Black business, if your product sucks and your service sucks, um, you're not. I mean, what are you expecting?
No one's gonna buy your stuff. I
All
tell
this
people this
money
all the
hard
time.
earned.
It's why I do the interviews. Sometimes people don't buy your product. People buy you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Once
Mm-hmm.
they meet you, oh, you're
Mm-hmm.
cool, you dope, they like you, they like your vibe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they're now looking at your product and might even buy a product and might not even like the product once they buy it. But because
Right.
it's you and they bought into
Right.
you, they're
Right.
invested in your business.
That's right. That's right.
Some folks need training when it comes to customer service. I mean, I feel like yes, but part of it is, and I'm going to say this for business owners, owning a business is hard. It's a lot of hard work.
It
Like
is.
all of the red tape you have to go through, all of the up pricing that you have to deal with because you can only buy 50 shirts and you can't buy
Right.
5,000. And then
Right.
people complaining that you're charging too much when you're like, I'm literally making $2 off this shirt.
Right.
And I put in a lot of work into it. Like it's a lot that businesses go through. And I
Right.
think that part of it is the support. Like I feel
Right.
as though once we start to support our businesses, we will start
Mm-hmm.
to see that
Mm-hmm.
generally speaking, the customer service will get better.
Yes.
But it's
Yes.
kind of like when you're having a really bad day, and my kids know because there are days where I
Mm-hmm.
tell my kids, I'm like, I just need you to go away. It is not your fault. You didn't do anything, and I do not want to take it out on you.
Right.
So
Right.
make yourself scarce. Right?
Right.
And it's not because they did anything. I legit am having a bad day. I'm
Mm-hmm.
noticing that about myself. And because I don't want to impose it on them, I've let them know.
Mm-hmm.
But not when you're running a business, you don't have time for that. You're just like, yo, you're going to buy this or what? Like, you need to go.
Right.
Like, if,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
not to make an excuse for it, but we also have to be empathetic about what
No.
might be happening. Because even when I
Yes.
try to help businesses, I
Mm-hmm.
get sometimes this defensiveness because they assume that I'm trying to sell them a service. And then once they start to see that I really am doing this out of like
Your heart.
out of my heart, because I don't charge
Yeah.
anything for what I do. I
Mm-hmm.
literally provide anything that I can within my power, right? Because I'm only
Mm-hmm.
human, and I do it for free because I understand how hard it is. Something as simple as creating an Eventbrite for a business, like that
Right.
takes a load off,
Right.
right? Or creating them a
Right.
post for something
Right.
that they're promoting.
Right.
That takes off like a huge load. But
Right.
if they're doing it all themselves with small businesses, you're everything,
Mm-hmm. You're
right?
right.
You're
You're right.
HR, you're the
Yeah.
accountant, right?
Yeah.
Until you actually go to your accountant.
Yeah.
You're the production manager, so you're the one
Yeah.
that's overseeing production, but you're
Right.
also the one creating the product, right?
You're right.
You're also
You're right.
the sales. You're also your rep, right? You're the one selling your product to other people. Like, hey, this is how
Mm-hmm.
you're your marketing person,
Yeah.
right? So you're wearing all these hats, all these things that usually people have a whole team built out for, and you're doing it all by yourself. And it's likely that when you're starting, you also have another 9 to 5 type of job, a job that pays the bills, because most of the time that business is your passion, that you're trying to grow into something that will create some kind of decent livelihood for you. But in the meantime, you got to work that job. So when you ask about my primary occupation, people are always surprised, like, wow, you're a teacher? Yes, I'm a teacher. I'm an education consultant. I also do work for the district, and I do all of this, and I manage a coffee shop, which is part of this.
And your parent.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Parent of 2 kids, 15 and 9, right?
Right.
So it's a lot of hats to wear. So yeah, sometimes guess what? I might have a bad day.
Right.
And what I say may not come off so nice, but be empathetic. Owning a business is hard.
Right. Thank you for bringing that to the light, Miss McDonald. Miss Donald, thank you so much for your purchase. I'm glad your shirt came today.
Oh, nice. So what inspires some of your designs? Because I know you have a logo, but all of your merch does not have the exact same design. So what inspires that?
I'm a creator.
Okay.
I was created by the creator to create. I promise you. Like all these thoughts in my head, and let me go a little deeper into some of the people that's out there. Everyone, is looking for their purpose. So let me help you a little bit with this. If you don't have any athletic skills, or you don't inspire to be a doctor or a lawyer or anything like that, but you notice you think a lot. Bling! That's your gift. You may have more, but that's your gift. It took me too long in life to realize that my creativeness was a powerful gift. And so I'm sure that applies to a lot of other people out here.
So I'm going to just stop you there for a second, right? Because I'm a very spiritual person. I know I keep saying this, but it's really the truth. It didn't take you too long. You discovered it when you were supposed to, right? Your experiences prior to discovering that about yourself is what led you here, right? Because you talked about your past experiences and how you noticed there was a lack of, and there was this kind of like storyline that was told about how love is a weakness and like you shouldn't show it and stuff like that. But if you didn't experience those things, then this creativity that you have that you realize is kind of like your superpower, it would not have been of good use, if that makes sense. So
I agree.
It happened when it was supposed to happen.
I agree. I agree. I thank you. I agree. To all my creators out there, turn your ideas into money. Not just money, but it's also a service. It's also a service. Your ideas are not just product. They're also services. There's ways that you think that you can help a business, run smoother. And let me touch on this very quick. To everyone out there that is not black, we need you as well. We're not gonna beg. We're not gonna beg anybody for anything. But we value your service, your opinion, and your financial support, or any type of support. We're not singling no one out, because once again, I told you, Love 365 is universal. But back to the B1 thing. The B1 thing means I'm black, and there's no way I can hide that. So I live this life and have experiences as a black person. And when I look around, I see where we're not to point any finger, but where we're handicapped. Forgive me for
I know what you mean. Meaning that it's a little harder for us.
It's a
We have obstacles in the way that other people don't.
Yeah, there you go. So you can support us.
Absolutely.
You can support us. Yeah. And thank you for your support. Like Miss, yeah, thank you.
You
Like
know, we've been
seriously.
supporting you all this time. Thank you for
Yes.
returning the
Yes.
favor. No, I
Yes.
absolutely agree. People think that when I say, you know, United Black Businesses, I'm saying, oh, no other ethnicity can buy from us. And it's like,
Right.
no, that's not what I'm
Nah.
saying. I'm just saying that
No.
us as a people, we have to consciously make an effort to support each other's businesses, right? It's a little bit more work because it's not as easy
Mm-hmm.
to find because we don't necessarily have the resources because
Mm-hmm.
we've been set back, you know, a couple centuries or whatever, nothing
Right.
much, right? And so it's going to be a little bit harder, but we
Mm-hmm.
have to make a conscious effort. We
That's
just
right.
must.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That is right. Trying to find a way to give away some more merch.
And nobody got the other question. See, I know I wasn't the only one who didn't know the
They'll
song.
they'll get it because when I tell you, these people who I'm talking about, they're really people that I tune into for certain types of information.
Mm.
So the following is big enough. You know some people will get it. If not, I don't know. Um, if anyone out there knows who is the author of the book Powernomics,
Oh my God, that's crazy. Because I actually have the book.
you will win free merch. The book is called Powernomics. If you provide the name of the author, it doesn't have to be the first or the last name. It could be the first name. But
Somebody has to know the name of that
yeah,
author.
yeah, yeah.
You know, actually, that book is very hard to find.
Is
If
it?
you want Claude, uh, told you, Claude
Boom.
Anderson,
There you
absolutely.
go.
Hey.
There you go.
So the book is very hard to find. I had to go to a Black-owned bookstore to get it. Like
Wow.
it you if you go on Amazon, it's like $100, something ridiculous. If you go to the Powernomics website, they're sold out. It's a very, very hard book to get your hands on.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's been a while. I've had it for like a year now. So I haven't, recently, checked on the
Check
status
them out.
of it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's a very powerful book. If you don't have it, do whatever you can to get that book. Is very powerful. Um, um,
I'll put that information up. Actually, I'll put the link up on my link tree for those people who
okay.
are interested because I actually started a book club. It wasn't just me, it was me and two other people,
Mm-hmm.
but life just got busy, so it was hard for us to meet up and read the
Right.
chapters in time and all that stuff. But it was hard for everyone to get the book. We had to call the bookstore and tell them, look, we got 6 people in this book club. We need you to hold these books, to the point where someone
Wow.
had to, they don't have a storefront, but
Mm-hmm.
someone went and picked the books up to make sure that we had them. So
Wow.
it's not like readily available just anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Wow. Now, I know you brought this up a second ago. I kind of touched on it a little bit. I'm going to go a little further into it
Mm-hmm,
for the
mm-hmm.
designs. I'm a creator. I have, since I've started the Love 365 brand, I have 3 more brands I am ready to,
Launch.
put out there. They are very powerful. I promise you.
Mm.
They are very powerful. Everyone, if you're not already following me, please follow
Yeah.
me. And for those who are coming through by way of me, please follow this young queen because her cause needs to be supported. It is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
For us the designs go. Love 365 is anointed. You can use any other word you want to use. I sometimes, depending on who I'm talking to or what conversation I'm having, I use different words. But for right now, it's anointed, meaning, just if you don't know what that means, meaning it has been blessed.
Mm-hmm.
The logo, and when it goes on a wristband, a sock, a hat, a shirt, I am getting feedback. I noticed it myself,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't really. I thought it was me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm getting feedback, and people are saying they feel better about themselves, about their situation, about how they look. Just it's a vibe. I've been trying to push that idea. So I'm not just saying this to get you to buy a shirt. When you wear that shirt and people see it on you, it does something to them. It does something to them. Not only is it making people, I'm getting feedback. I'm telling you, people are telling me. I'm getting a lot of stories, great, beautiful, gorgeous, positive feedback about encounters they're having with people about the shirt, just a compliment or what a person may do. This shirt needs to if you don't have a Love 365 shirt in your closet right now, your closet incomplete. And
I got my sweatshirt, so I'm covered.
Hey, you didn't waste no time. You brought a shirt before I even knew you.
I was like, oh, that's because it was the airbrush one. I was like, that's fire. Yeah. I need that.
Yes. I'm not, because once again, the money that I'm using from the shirts is really going to fund a bigger cause. Because behind the scenes, I'm working on this platform, and right now, what people can do, for what I'm trying to do and how I'm trying to do it, it's not really a platform set up right now. So I started off with YouTube. So you can go to YouTube and put in Love 365 Fam, FAM, and you'll see me there. I upload content from my YouTube page to all my social media pages. I upload positive content. Now, when you go on my IG, you're going to see basically people wearing the brand. But that in itself is positive because these people have stories, and these are the stories that help encourage people in life, no matter what you're doing, and so please do the YouTube. Now with the IG again, as my post is pretty much the brand. Read the captions. Don't just look at pictures. I mean, I can understand if you're looking at somebody else's page. I'm just speaking for Love 365 Fam. Read the content because it's going to be positive. It's something that you may need to hear. To just give you an extra little boost. I'm going to tell everybody I love them because I genuinely love everyone. You have to do something to me for me not to love you.
And even then, it's just like, I love you, but from afar. Stay over there.
Now, when I say love, I sincerely mean I want the best for you in life and whatever you're doing. From health to your profession. Like, I really do. I'm a cheerleader. I'm a male cheerleader. I'm rooting for you. And so when you go to my page, all you're gonna see is positivity. Even if
read the captions. Read the captions.
Yes,
I'm not even gonna lie.
Please.
I haven't read all the captions. There's like some I'm like, what is this? And then I'll go and I'll read. But I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna read all the captions.
Right. And also, and if you want to, get to know a little bit about me, what I do with that is I do that in my stories. So my stories it invites you more into my personality. I'm putting a symbol and a vibe out on the post, but if you go through my stories, it takes you a little more in depth. We talked about the YouTube. I also want to let everyone know that now the YouTube, I put some very helpful tips in there. Like seriously, I talk about some things and they're like short videos. It's not no elongated videos. I don't try to do that. I know everybody having attention span problems.
Yeah. It's society.
I know how life is. I understand. I'm human too. I'm like that too. I get it. So I make the videos short. but it's always a gym in there.
Mm.
I'm still working on a platform to really bring together the vision. If you are on Clubhouse, you can also follow me on Clubhouse at the same thing. Love 365 fam, FAM. Right now, that is the closest
Mm-hmm.
platform to help bring forth the mission that I'm trying to do. And with the whole dialogue that I'm
Yeah,
trying to
that it
bring
allows.
forth, I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying Clubhouse allows a place for those conversations to happen if you have
Yes,
multiple people that can participate.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. It's more suited.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people, please don't get me wrong. You can hear a lot of negative things about Clubhouse. You can hear a lot of negative things about YouTube and every other social media. But when it concerns Love 365, roses come from mud and come through concrete.
Mm.
And so you're gonna find me in some of the ugliest and places, because that's where the love is actually needed more than
Oh,
anything. So
absolutely. And that's
you
why it
know,
is so
right,
mucky and ugly. Yeah, I
right,
agree.
right.
That's where the message
Everybody
is
want to
needed the
run
most.
from those areas and stay in it. Nah, that's not where the work. That's not where the real work needs to be done. So I'm down there. I'm getting dirty in the trenches.
Mm.
So please follow me on Clubhouse. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I touched on all the points I wanted to touch.
Okay. So where is it that so you kind of talked about it. You want it to be a platform, right? You want to create a
Mm-hmm.
platform where people can talk about love or embrace love or this idea of love, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a way where it doesn't feel scary
Mm-hmm.
or, how do I say? It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make people feel vulnerable, right?
Gotcha.
Not that being vulnerable is a bad thing, but I think that we learned that it is because
Mm-hmm.
it kind of leaves you
Mm-hmm.
open for hurt, but almost creating a safe space where people can kind
Mm-hmm.
of talk about and express love and just positivity, right? But with the clothing line, what is your ultimate goal? Like if you were at the height of your clothing brand, what would that look like? Where you're like, oh, this is just like a booming success. Because it's already a success because you're getting your shirts out there, you're getting the message out there, right? So I'm never going to tell people that their business isn't successful because it's not at the
Right.
end game, right? Because the
Right.
end game, let's be real, there's never really an end game, right? Because every time you get to
It's
an
not.
end, you always have a next thing to happen, right? Or you have a next idea. But right now, what is your like ultimate vision for the clothing line right now?
For everyone in the world to have a Love 365 shirt. If anybody can give me a reason why they shouldn't have this type of shirt, then I'm all ears. It's affordable. I focus on quality. If you got a shirt from me a year ago or even 2 years ago, you might need to get another shirt. I've stepped up. Yeah, you might. Seriously, you might need to. I mean, nothing wrong with the old one, but there's nothing wrong with the old one. But as I've grown and I've learned more about
Yeah.
the industry that I'm in, I'm meeting different people that makes my the vision and the purpose that I was here for. It makes it a lot smoother. So
Mm-hmm.
the quality of the products is better. The shipping is faster. To be honest with you, I don't think I even send out a shirt without putting a little small gift in it.
Aw.
Yes. So it's powerful. You walking around wearing clothing that's derogatory and meaningless. Why would you not want to put on this power, feel it, and share it? And
Mm-hmm.
all that
Mm-hmm.
happens when you wear the shirt. I promise you. Sometimes, like, really, I don't think I go a day without not wearing my own product. I promise you, because I don't see no need to buy anything else.
Mm.
I don't. But when I get ready to put on my clothes, just like you said, I'm human. I have bad days too.
Yeah.
When I put that shirt on, I remind myself like, oh, okay, I can't be petty today. I can't be petty
Oh, be
today.
wanting to be petty sometimes. I know I do. And I'd be like,
Yeah, everybody, let's be real now. it's human nature, people. So it's okay, all right.
Let me
It's
tell you,
okay.
one day, quick story. My landlord asked me if I speak English. Mind you, he's an immigrant from Lithuania. Okay? I was born here, not saying nothing. You know what I mean? I was born here, got my master's. I got about 15 credits past my master's, and I've been teaching for 11 years. So when he said that to me, I did exactly that. I was like, ain't gonna do it. Because
right.
what I wanted to do was bring him down to the floor, right? Verbally. I
Right.
wanted to tell him about himself. But I was like, you know what? No. Then I just
Yeah.
closed the door.
Right.
I stepped away.
Thank you
So
for
yeah,
taking the high road. Thank you for taking the high road. What?
it wasn't easy.
Yeah, it's not, people. It's not. It's not. We human.
Ask
I'm
me
out
if I
sometimes.
understand English.
I'll tell you,
Wait.
I'm out sometimes and I want to be petty. And then for some reason I might look down. Not looking at the shirt, I just might look down and I got the shirt on and I can't represent the brand like that. I can't do it. So it keeps me from being petty. And I've heard that from other people as well. Like I've heard people say that, tell me that, like, you know what? I was in traffic, somebody said and said something. I was about to roll my window down, flicking one of these fingers and give them a couple choice words, and then I realized I had the shirt on and I didn't do it. I was like, wow.
It's a reminder, right?
Right. So it's not only reminding you, but it's also reminding everybody. And I just think it's a small token. Just if you could just wear a shirt that affects life, and that's what it's doing. It's gonna happen.
I also think as you were saying, like why people would treat you different is because it kind of brings their guard down, right? Because they see that that's the message you're representing, right? If I wear a shirt that said bad bitches, then you might be like, all right, we're going to fight. Like, okay, I'm watching everything she's doing, right? Because it's sending this message of like hostility. But when you're walking around with the message about positivity and love, even if you're going to, pop off, it still puts people's guards down because you're like, okay, this person is about love. They're about positivity. And they're more likely to kind of be nicer.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
you're giving that message off. You're giving that vibe.
Yes. When I'm out in areas that are predominantly Caucasian or European, however you want to use that, I get a lot. I get a lot of, hey, I like that. That's a nice shirt. Because for a guy that looks like me, I know how I look for a stereotype. I'm dark. I'm not just like I'm black. This light that I have on, I have to turn this light on because if I turn it off, you're not gonna see me.
I can't.
That's how black I am. Like I'm black.
We be able to see you.
The teeth. They see the teeth too. See the teeth too. I like gold. I am who I am, but I know what I look like if somebody's looking from the outside. Like I know, but I'm not going to compromise what I like and who I am. So I mean, sometimes I do. But you
gotta pick and choose your battles.
Right. But for the most part, hey, this me. If you can look past this and don't judge me from how I look, then you'll go a little further in love yourself for yourself. If you do that, and that don't just go for me, that go for anybody. If you stop looking past the outside, if you can start looking past the outside of how people look, you'll be amazed at who you walk past or commute with on a daily basis. Just stop judging the book by its cover, people. That's old. It should be over with by now.
It is, but I'm just gonna say this, just because I'm a teacher. It's actually a defense mechanism, right? So like back in the day, if you ate from a certain plant or you saw somebody eat from that plant, they died. Anytime you see a plant that looked like that plant, guess what? You're not gonna eat it.
Right.
But on the flip side, we are past that primitive type of thinking, right?
Right.
You know that appearances or what it is that's related in the media is not necessarily the true story behind who people are and how they are, and should determine how we treat people. Right. So I absolutely agree with you, and I think that the shirt itself gives way. It almost gives people an in, right? It's like, okay, cool, let's talk about this shirt. now I'm gonna get to know you a little bit, and okay, we're
Mm-hmm.
good, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of gives people grounds for conversation,
Right.
grounds for like, okay, I want to get to know a little bit more about this person, and I don't feel like I have to be scared to have a
Right.
conversation, because people,
Right.
whether they're different color, races, ethnicity,
Mm-hmm.
religion,
Mm-hmm.
we're just generally afraid to have connections and
Mm-hmm.
approach people because of that fear of
True.
either like someone being like, why are you talking to me? Or saying something negative or reacting to them in a way that makes them feel away, right? Because if you go to talk to someone and they're like, you're gonna feel away, right? That's
Right.
like, wait, wait a second, what's happening here?
Right.
So I do think that wearing that positive message does make it
Yes.
a little bit easier. It
Mm-hmm.
puts people at ease. It makes
Mm-hmm.
it so that people feel like they can approach the person a little bit easier, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
messaging is very important. I think as a people, we also need to be mindful of that,
Mm-hmm.
because we wear a lot of things that have
Mm-hmm.
a lot of messaging that is very negative
Mm-hmm.
and perpetuates these misunderstandings that people have about us and our people. So I really do think that people need to understand that there is power in the message that you wear on your clothes, that you
Yeah.
wear on your body, that you
Mm-hmm.
speak out of your mouth, because it
Mm-hmm.
really either is going to let people know like, oh, I was wrong, or
Right.
you see, guess what?
Right. Right.
Right? So we do need to be careful. And so I really appreciate you coming up with this very positive concept that allows
Mm-hmm.
us to not to put positive messaging
Mm-hmm.
out there, which
Mm-hmm.
then makes interpersonal connection a little bit easier, right? It helps
Right.
facilitate that interpersonal connection, because now it's like, oh, this person is spreading positivity,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I
Mm-hmm.
know
Mm-hmm.
that if I approach this person, I'm likely to be met with positivity, love.
Positivity. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You just brought a more clear, perspective of that of where I was with that. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, 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 yes. So, you know, again, I thank you. I thank you for what you're doing. I thank you for having me. To everybody that's tuned in right now, thank you. I love you sincerely. I'm not in love with you. Um, that's why we got to. That's why we got to get deeper into love. Now,
Yeah.
that's why we have to get deeper into love, because I hear a lot of fake love, this and that. We don't even know what love is. So how you know what fake love is? It's fake love because you don't understand it. There are too
Mm-hmm.
many different perspectives and too many hats that love wear that we're not accustomed to. We have to be more diverse in our understanding of love, period. We have to be like more universal. We have to be like it's different types of love. Like I'm sure some of y'all heard of love languages. It's love languages out there. It's just that we are elementary when it comes to love. And trust me, I'm telling you, because I have really like dove into gurus that speak and teach love,
Mm-hmm.
and love is powerful. Y'all have no idea. Like I'm not, belittling nobody, but I'm trying to tell you, we have to dig deeper into love because it's powerful. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about powerful. But you're not going to attain that power if you don't love it. That's why I understand a lot of people kind of shy away from it, because love is so honest, and
It's
it's just
naked.
so honest. You can't fake it. You
Mm-hmm.
can't. It has to become a lifestyle. Who you're looking at right now, and how I look, and how I feel, and how I sound is being transformed daily.
Mm-hmm.
And when I go up a couple levels, oh my God, you all will see, hear, smell, and feel how love has transformed my life.
Mm.
And it can do the same for you. But you will have to put the work in. You will have to change your mind frame. You will have to be more open to other people. You will
Mm-hmm.
have to start listening. Like all of these things, you can't cheat it. But it'll bring you a joy. Now, happiness, but yes, but it will bring you a joy because I'm already starting to feel it the more and more I give
You get
myself
into
the love.
Yeah.
It will bring you a joy that the shoes, the clothes, the car, all that you spending money on that you thinking, and it ain't, and then guess what happened? You don't feel it, do you? Yeah, you're not gonna feel it because that ain't.
That's what I was trying to talk about when I said I go through these like spiritual highs. Like when I say highs, I mean high, but I also mean high. Like you feel so light because it's like your soul is clean. Yes. Because you know that everything that you do, every thought, every move, every word that you speak, it all comes from love. Whether it results in a positive or a negative thing, you know that it came from love. And so long as it comes from love, your soul feels clean. Like I can't even explain it. Right? So I definitely get what you're talking about.
You know, we know just living life, we experience the flow of it.
Of course.
But when you put in the time and the work, then you become more in control of the feeling.
Not only in control of the feeling, in control of your life.
Yes.
Like, it's so funny because I won't say that I'm at the spiritual high that I'm describing right now, but I remember it. Like I remember just feeling so in control of my life because anything that I wanted to do, it manifested for me. And so yes to everything you're saying. Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Say yes to love. Just so y'all know, the platform where we have the dialogue, there's no teacher. We're all the teacher. The way it's being constructed is that every day a question will be brought forth, and then everyone answers it. So, and the answers will be there so we all can witness. We're learning together. And so you're seeing different perspectives from all different angles, and you'll take from those. It'll help you apply to your life. So it's like we all learning. You don't have to get on there and give. You don't have to,
what are you laughing about?
You don't have to get on there and do no confessions. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Or tell us no long story. No. A question will be, put there, most likely in the morning.
Discussion.
Yeah, and then after we get the answers, if you want to discuss it, we can discuss it. But basically, it's just questions to awaken,
Insight thought.
Exactly, and then you just see different answers. Because right now, if I ask you what is love, for the people that's on here, if I ask you what is love, all of you will probably give me a different answer.
Different, absolutely.
And guess what? None of you all are wrong. You all right. But we need to be more understanding of those different perspectives instead of just our own. Then you won't see if somebody doing this for you and they thinking they showing you the ultimate expression of love, and you looking at it like, yeah. So,
no, I got it.
Hey, so, thank you, because I promise you, I can talk about love all day.
You and I both. The other thing I wanted to touch on is that you make customized shirts, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I noticed that because a lot of people, and I used to be that person. I do it a little bit now, where like I'll have a pair of sneakers and my outfit has to go with these sneakers. Or I think about it the other way. I'm like, okay, I have this outfit. What sneakers do I need to buy to go with this outfit? I really was ridiculous at some point. So I think that's dope because it kind of allows that Love 365 to fit into lifestyles that we know are really predominant in our culture, right? Because that is also a us thing, right? We always want everything to be matching and look at, someone said fourth dimensions. I don't know what that is, but
I'm sorry. To be honest with y'all, this is the first interview I ever had about Love 365 and on live. So I'm not familiar with constantly paying attention to the comments.
Oh,
So
okay.
y'all forgive me for that. I'm gonna get better with it because I'm not one of those old heads that's stuck in my ways. I
It takes
you
time.
know,
You're
I'm
adjusting to
invested
something
in
new.
involving.
Yeah, someone
So
said fourth dimensions. I don't know what that is, but
now that's what I'm saying. It could have been something that we was talking about.
oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
feel free to elaborate. Gardenia, Camellia, Sun. Sorry, I try my
That
very best. I promise
that's
you.
my sister.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's my
sister,
sister.
elaborate so
Hey,
we could get
let
on
me
the
tell
same
y'all.
page.
Hey, look, let me tell y'all something. I don't mean to toot my own horn or blow my own bubbles or razz my own beard, but let me tell you something. Gucci, Louis, Prada, any of them. Let me tell you something. The designs that's coming from Love 365 are second to none.
Mm,
It ain't just the vibe. The vibe is very powerful, don't get me wrong. But,
vibe and style.
yeah, listen, if you have a pair of shoes, if you have a pair of socks, I've just got into the longer socks with all the different
Mm-hmm,
colors and the
mm-hmm,
cartoons
mm-hmm.
and that. I just got into that probably like 3 weeks ago. So now I'm making sure that match my socks. You can get some to match your socks. You can get some to match your shoes. I'm not charging a custom fee. That service is being provided when you buy, the merch. You can
Mm,
go to my website right now. It's gonna have custom. It's gonna have the custom link for shirts. It's gonna have a custom link for hoodies, and it's going to have directions that tells you email your shoe to this email, and I'm gonna take it from there.
so I'm gonna
I'm gonna
challenge
take
you
it from
right
there.
now, right here on live. This was not a pre-discussed conversation.
Oh no, we this is our
You,
first conversation.
I know. I'm saying we didn't DM this, nothing. Your challenge, and I'm going to pay for it because when I tell people I am about what I say, I have people always trying to give me stuff, and I'm like, no, because if I'm telling people to support businesses, then I have to do the same. A
Mm-hmm.
customized UB Businesses Love 365 fam shirt. Remember,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
hot. So something that I'm not going to be sitting here sweating. I'm here because my AC is too loud. So I had to turn it off.
This
So
that's why.
that's the
Mm-hmm.
challenge.
I got you. I got you. I got you. I'm gonna use the colors that you already have for
Don't
your
tell me.
logo.
Use
Okay.
your
Um.
creativity. Think on it. Give yourself a little time. No
Right.
rush. Okay.
Got you.
And
Got you.
yeah. And then anybody
Got
who
you.
wants it, they should be able, like once we post it, they should
That's
be able
right.
to order their own too. I'm gonna post it on our
Right.
page.
Right.
Same.
I'm not trying to get rich off this merch, people. I'm trying to push the vibe and support the bigger vision of Love 365. With that being said, the quality is there. Shipping is getting better. You have to understand we just went through a pandemic, like, and
Mm-hmm.
that you know
Threw some things off. Yeah.
right. But I don't, just so y'all know, I don't charge y'all what I pay to ship.
Mm.
When you go on my website and it says you only have to pay $3 flat to ship, I pay 8
Oh, okay. So you're offsetting the
because
cost.
I'm not sending it regular.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that have received merch from the website, they would tell you it gets there.
Mm.
That's because I'm sending it priority. Everything going priority.
Okay.
I've never sent anything regular mail. So thank you all for giving us your attention. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate it. I hope everyone got a chance to hear what I was saying about supporting black businesses. We have to do that. If you don't buy a Love 365 shirt, I still love you. But we have to support black
Yes,
businesses.
we do.
We're getting too much money to be giving it everywhere else. And we're still in the same position we was in before we had the money.
And it's
It
not
can't
like
work.
they're coming out of their way, right? Because people buy shirts. That's the thing, right? now you have to make the decision of where you're buying your shirts from, right?
Right.
People buy
Right.
hoodies. That's a thing. Before there was Love 365, people were buying hoodies. Now
Exactly.
you have options. Make
Exactly.
the choice. Make the
Exactly.
effort to buy
Exactly.
it from Black-owned businesses, right?
Exactly.
People buy caps, hats
Yeah.
all the time. Make an effort to buy it from a Black. Because that's my thing. It's not like you're doing anything extra. You're doing the regular
Right.
thing, but you're now
Right.
shifting your money
Right.
from people you don't know that don't
Right.
give two rats butts who
Right.
you are and
Right.
what you're going through to
Right.
businesses that are actually within your community.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's
Take a little time out y'all schedule, my people. I know y'all busy, but take a little time out. Whatever you need to buy, whether it's a necessity or it's a want, all they do is take a little time to find out a Black company that sells the same thing. That's it, y'all. That's it. I'm teaching my children. And like Emma said earlier, I don't know if I am going to, well, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to see the effects of it, but don't just leave this world trashy because you checking out. The youth got to come behind you, and don't leave them in this mess. Let's come on, people. Come on, y'all.
We gotta do better.
Come on. Yeah. So like I thank y'all for your attention, your ear. You know, I definitely appreciate you. It was nice having our first conversation. We've been supporting each other, but now we, have a chance to face to face, even though it's via live. But
it works. It's a step closer.
You hear, you see, you get the message.
At some point. So who knows?
Right. You're right. You're right.
So I wanted to thank you for taking the time, your positive messaging, and I look forward to seeing what you do with the customized UB Businesses Love 365 shirt.
Y'all better, not better. It will behoove you to go to my IG page and check out, because most people, once they go to your page, they just look at the first 3 or 4 things on there. No, you need to stroll the catalog. I'm on fire with these designs, people.
I know.
Like I say, your shoes or your socks. You can't go in, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. I was about to say, you can't go in no store or online and find a shirt or a hoodie that goes with your shoes better than the merch I will provide for you.
And at the affordable pricing, right?
And it's affordable, and the quality good, and it comes with a vibe.
Exactly.
Young lady, queen, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.
You have a good night, okay?
You too. Good night.
All right.